Welcome back to Conquering College. I'm Jeff Anderson. In this video, we create your weekly schedule. In the last two videos, we created and analyzed your term calendar. That was a week-to-week look at all important dates for the entire academic term. Here, we're going to get a day-to-day look at each week for your academic term. Let's jump right in. First step is we're going to get a blank copy of your weekly schedule. This should include 7 days a week, that's Sunday all the way through Saturday, make sure those 2 weekend days are in there, and 24 hours a day. If you'd like a free copy of a blank weekly schedule, use the template that I provided for you. Step number one, after we got our blank weekly template, is actually to schedule all weekly in-class meetings, everything that you need to physically be there for in school. To do this, we're going to log into our student records, and we're going to take a look at our class schedule for the upcoming academic term, mark in the appropriate places in our blank weekly schedule the in-class meeting times. So here we go. We open the schedule. This is an MS Word document. Notice there's Sunday through Saturday, 24 hours a day. In this case, I'm going to use Foothill College's online system, which is called MyPortal. Each institution is going to have its own academic online system. Here I enter my student record number, enter my password. I go in, click on the Students tab, and then I click View My Class Schedule, and that will get me to a day-to-day look at what I need to be at. I then transfer that class schedule to my weekly schedule that includes all 24 hours a day. So I'm going to pretend that I'm in 3 courses this quarter. Math 1C, which is multivariable differential calculus, Math 2B, which is linear algebra, and English 1A, which is just the standard writing class. I go ahead and type in the class name. I like to put in the location of that class, and I put it in the appropriate time slot. So it's Monday at 8 a.m., and then another one Monday at 10 a.m. I do a little bit of formatting here, which allows me to merge the cells together because these are 2-hour class times. Basically, the idea is that I want to know where do I need to be, when do I need to be there for my in-class meeting times. You can imagine that you can just kind of copy and paste to finish this. The whole idea of this first step is just to translate everything from your class schedule onto your weekly meeting times. Okay, so let's assume that we finished that process. The next step is going to be to actually write in work hours. If you're able to go to school without having to work part-time, I commend that. That's such a great thing. But some of us have to pay bills and have to keep food on the table. In that situation, we're probably going to have to work every week. The next part of this process of scheduling your weekly hours is to get a copy of your work schedule and translate all the times that you plan to work onto your weekly calendar. Let's take a look. So here, let's imagine that I'm going to work 8 hours per week. I find the exact times that I'm going to work, and I type those in. If the location's going to vary, I would encourage you to write the different locations that you're going to work down. Here we go. We just go ahead and format that, same standard thing that we did before. Now I have both my in-class meeting times and my work schedule already in here. Fill it out with the times that are most appropriate to you. Of course, that's what this is for. All right, once we finished the work schedule and the class times, we're going to move on to extracurriculars. A quick note, if you have an inconsistent work schedule and you don't know the hours, mark the hours you plan to submit to your manager to work so that you have those chunks blocked out. All right, last thing, again, we're going to put in other types of weekly activities. So we're going to list all other types of activities. These include weekly club meetings if you're involved in student government, engineering club, math club, whatever it is that you're involved in, mark those times down. Daily practice for student athletes, this is really important. All of your practice times, if that's early in the morning, later, if you have double days, whatever that is, mark those down. Routine family responsibilities, this is not see my brother once a month. This is I have to go to see my grandmother Sunday morning every single Sunday. If that's something that you do routinely, mark that down. Regular schedule religious activities, you want to get those down. Regular schedule medical appointments. Anything that you have to do week to week and that require your physical presence, put those in there. Let's take a look. In this case, I'm going to assume that I'm only involved in one extracurricular. It's the engineering club. There are 2 to 3 hour meetings on Friday afternoons. So I go ahead and just mark that. Again, I always suggest putting the location of the meeting so you don't have to think about that. All right, we've marked the class schedule, we've marked the work times, we've marked extracurriculars. The last thing that we're going to do is process this to make sure that we got everything that we do. So let's take a look at that checklist. After we've gotten all this stuff, let's review the first draft. What we want to do is that each item on our weekly schedule should occur every single week this term. If it doesn't occur every single week, it shouldn't go in our weekly calendar. That's what the term calendar is for. The other thing that we want to do is that items on our weekly schedule represent things that we have to be physically present for, meetings that we have to show up with our whole body, right? Online classes, don't want to mark those on there. This schedule should be a super simple outline of where you need to be, when you need to be there. That's it. Make sure that when you're looking over this, that you delete any sleep times, study times, and exercise times. That's stuff that you can figure out on a day-to-day basis. You don't want to have to put those in. You're not trying to micromanage your time. You're just trying to figure out where you need to be, when you need to be there. The other thing that I would encourage you to delete is non-regularly scheduled items. If you have a date on Friday night, but it's not every Friday night, put that on your term calendar. Don't waste your weekly meeting time space for that. In the next video, we're going to go ahead and process this weekly calendar and analyze it to make sure that we're set up for success. Here's a great example of the exact process that we just saw. Class times, work times, club, nothing more. Great. I will see you in the next video.